What's up, my little TisaTells? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you were a Kris Jenner, you really thought you were in your bag, putting together rumored PR relationships between Bad Bunny, the world's biggest recording star, and Kendall, and you thought you bagged Timothy Chalamet with Kylie Jenner, to which everybody said, "How's that?" You know what? You know what? Let's focus. You thought you were in your bag. You were sitting there talking about, that's right, she in her mood, right? Just rocking out. Unfortunately, it looks like you might have just did Pepsi 2.0. Kendall is being dragged for that Chanel debacle. Second of all, no one seems to care about her and Bad Bunny except his fans that are not happy. And third of all, Kylie and Timothy, you keep planting these stories in Dumas. You have the gift to gab. But y'all, let's see how Kris Jenner might be the one reason that the Kardashian empire is crumbling, because she's all out of touch. Now, before we get into these PR relationships and also Dumas, listen to what Dumas said. I just want you guys to hear this, because this 100% does not sound staged at all. You know, listen to this, right?
For Bad Bunny through the music agency that represents him, and he said their relationship.
This is the Dumas podcast, and she's giving the tea on Bad Bunny. This sounds 100% legit. I just wanted to play this for you guys. Hold on, let me turn volume up.
Relationship is definitely not a PR stunt, and has seen Kendall at a lot of different gatherings that Bad Bunny was at.
Okay, so let's get into this, because this is the assurance we have that it's definitely not a PR stunt, because this is how close friends describe relationships all the time.
For Bad Bunny through the music agency that represents him, and he said their relationship is definitely not a PR stunt, and has seen Kendall at a lot of different gatherings that Bad Bunny was at. But he's not too
Okay, so she said they've seen him at events that Kendall was at. Okay, what was that? The American Music Awards, the Grammys? Like, what were these events? And second of all, it's definitely not a fake relationship. Okay.
But sure what was going on.
But this is the biggest thing.
It seemed like Bad Bunny wasn't over his previous ex/fling. This was back in March.
Here's my thing about that. His ex talk about marriages. His ex says that they're married.
Married? She says they're married?
Yes, Dumas. Kris Jenner didn't give you that message. His ex says they're married, but nobody knows if they are legally married. And we know one ex is suing them for some legal money. But let's actually get back on the Bad Bunny train, because y'all, I have questions. And let me just say this, right? Before we go to the Kylie Jenner, because this is important to see. And this is a real test on Kris's actual reach. Let's talk about this, right? Kris has always done this with Kanye picked Kim, okay? And I remember when they first started dating, no one thought that Kanye would lower himself to date Kim. Nothing wrong with Kim personally. It's just the fact that they were like a D-list reality TV family. They used to be C-list, but after the whole Kris Humphrey, 72-day marriage, everybody thought like, okay, you guys are just like on some BS, right? Nobody thought that Kanye would actually take Kim seriously, but Kanye did. So Kanye is not something that Kris Jenner set up. Kanye always had a flame for Kim. It was what it was. However, okay, when it came to every other relationship that it seemed, Kris had her fingers in. And it was different when you guys were like using like unknown ball players or mid-level ball players and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to sports people, nobody cares. Nobody cares who a player is dating. It's just part of the thing. They don't care if they're it's not anything. But Bad Bunny has a very loyal fan base. Timothy Chalamet has a very possessive fan base, and they both have opinions on who they should be with. Okay. Kris Jenner, this is going to be an interesting experiment. It's like, you know how to navigate ball players and athletes. You didn't have to navigate Kanye. Kanye was his own thing. But can you really navigate these Hollywood circles? And it looks like the answer is no. Listen, Kris Jenner, when it comes to Kendall and that Vogue cover, Kris Jenner is obviously taking Kanye's place at the fashion industry. This is showing the way, like, her connections are just like, she's not getting it. I'm not saying she won't be a fast learner, but she's not getting it. Even the way she's taking Kanye's place as making like the fashion connections and all this other stuff, right? Let's look at Kendall and that Vogue cover everybody's dragging for was the Karl Lagerfeld tribute, right? And it's reminding me of Pepsi too, because listen, I'm looking at the pictures right now. She's creating all these fashion deals for the Kardashians, the D&G, Kendall, Karl Lagerfeld, all this stuff. And she somehow convinced Anne Wintour to exclude Karl Lagerfeld's actual muses and have Kendall on the Vogue as one of his favorite models. Kamora Lee Simmons was even like talking ish on Instagram. Remember Kamora Lee that was like, you got to let them know. Yeah, what happened to that now? Even Kamora Lee Simmons is mad because she was, from the time she was 13, one of his muses. Yeah, listen. She might have been a Lagerfeld bride on 1 or 2 shows, and that's a great honor. But let's be real, right? Let's be real. He's had muses that he's been rocking with for the past 20 or 30 years before he passed away. People that he raised from the time they were 13 up. There were bigger, better examples of people Karl Lagerfeld loved. Even though I'm sure he liked Kendall, it was a lightweight. However, she convinced Anne Wintour. Now, again, Kris is a whiz at convincing people that don't really know culture what to do. But let's not also forget the way she got her on Vogue was the fact that Anne Wintour doesn't know what's up. There have been screams for the past couple years to get Anne Wintour the F out of there. She doesn't know what she's doing. She was literally clinging to Kanye and using him for advice on who, what, where, when, how Vogue should finish something. Okay? I do want to say also, I think it's really odd, and let me know what y'all think, that Andre Leon, who was basically her Kanye before Kanye was around, and really is the reason American Vogue rose to the heights it did. You didn't give him this tribute, but Karl Lagerfeld gets a cover. I'm not saying Karl Lagerfeld didn't deserve a cover. I'm saying Andre, why I keep calling it Andrew? Andre deserved one, but let's move on, right? So Anne Wintour is out of touch. She doesn't know. She was inviting TikTokers to the Met Gala. And I'm not saying that TikTokers didn't deserve to be at the Met Gala. I'm just saying that Anne Wintour is like out of touch. So I can see how Kris got in. But here's the thing where it seems like you see that it's not as easy as it looks. Because Kanye, everything with Kris seems to be surface. Let's get the headline out here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do a Sun Queen antic. And it works. The Kardashians have built a different empire. But you're seeing when Kanye's not around, Kris really struggles with the fashion industry because even though you might be able to talk Anne into doing it and all this other stuff and get Kendall, because there's no substance behind it, because it is just all a headline, that's why it always falls flat. Kanye understood the interconnections, the relationship, who's respected, who's not. So it's kind of like, yeah, you got that cover for Kendall. And that was a big thing for everybody in the fashion industry that doesn't know. No lie. Congrats, Kendall. But it hurts Kendall's brand in the long run because if you think about it, Kendall in the last year, again, she is not the best model. But in the last year, you can tell she finally put the work in. She improved so much. She finally put the work in. And she finally was starting to be respectful. Are you going to be the best model ever? Are you going to be a Naomi, a Cindy, a Linda? No, I don't think Kendall has the raise. But she showed up, she put the work in, and she improved for herself drastically. And Kris Jenner erased that in 1 second by pushing for the blitz and for her to be on the cover of Vogue when honestly, Karl Lagerfeld's music, Kamora Lee Simmons, Claudia Schiffer, Carol Delevingne, Inez de Francia, Lily Rose Depp, that's a new one, Stella Tennant, Alice Dahl. I mean, literally, if you are going to pay tribute to this man, why not have the people he really rolled out with? Thinking you can close the show and being friendly to you, Kendall's not the only model that a muse is something deeper. But let me get back into this, right? Kendall put in the work in the last year. She did. She improved 1,000%. Now, can she still stand next to greats? No, but the fashion houses don't care, right? It's all followers, stunt queen actor. Kendall improved enough that the companions were like, okay, you're good enough. Let's put you up here. By Kris going for that cheap seat thing, by Kris pulling, right? By Kris pulling that, like, oh, we got to do the glitz and glam. We got to do this. We got to do that. By Kris doing all that, you did it as a service to Kendall, because now people put her back in the Nepo. You didn't deserve it. You didn't do the work. You weren't a muse. He was friendly with you. He had you do a Chanel bride. That is not the same as being a muse. You are not, like, it made no sense. And yeah, you got, and at what cost? It really seems like it is Pepsi 2.0 all over again. And what is that? For Pepsi, there's a lot of people they could have done to get that commercial. Kris is really good talking and spinning. No, it's going to be so great. And you put Kendall out there in the Pepsi, and it was a huge score. She got that check. She got that Pepsi campaign. But once again, because there's never any substance behind it, because instead of like her having any type of social activism or any tie, you tried to do fake things of her being like BLM, where she was photoshopping herself like she was doing it and she wasn't even there. You made her a laughingstock. You made her a fool, because at the end of the day, the people that care about that recognize when there's no substance. Kim was easy. Kim is nothing but image. I'm not saying she's not a good businesswoman, but Kim is nothing but image. There's no substance. She does not care about anything. Everything she does, even this new advocacy, it's all smoke and mirrors. Okay? So Kim was easy. Chloe, I mean, she's a girl, has many faces. Kim too. Courtney had substance, but you see how she bumps heads with Courtney. Because part of the reason is when you have substance, you're always going. But back into this Kendall thing, you literally did Pepsi 2.0. Kendall had just barely escaped the nepotism conversations. And now you put her back, because at the end of the day, even though you want to say, oh, it wasn't any, it was connections. We saw when Kris endeared herself to Karl Lagerfeld, and Karl Lagerfeld was so charmed by her, he gave her a collector's purse, and Kim was mad it didn't go to her. And from that, Kendall started being real. We saw what happened. But now the Nepo baby conversation is opened up again. Again, this is Pepsi 2.0. Icarus, Kris Kardashian, Kris Jenner is full. Remember when Kris wanted to change her name to Kris Kardashian? She is Icarus. She is flying too close to the sun. She's flying too close to the sun. Pepsi 2.0. Kendall was just starting to be taken serious as a model. She did that Pepsi commercial. She got dragged. It took her a year or two to recover. Mark my words, this Chanel thing is going to be the same thing. Again, you're in rooms where you need to, if you don't have substance, at least know where all the pieces are. Because it's not just getting that quick cover. It's not getting that free promo. It's literally about if you expect to have a career, longevity. And to the point, I hear 818 Tequila is doing really well. Maybe Kendall plans on retiring soon. Maybe Kris just wants these pop. But let's see if Kris can navigate Hollywood the same way she could navigate reality TV and dating like basketball stars that really don't even have any type of hype on their own. Y'all, listen, we're gonna have to talk about Kylie and Timothy Chalamet in the next video, because we got more from Dumas. They are really trying it. I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, bye.